the man around whom UFC 299 was built, Sean O'Malley doesn't even feel like the biggest star on the card. Why can't O'Malley reach megastar level? He seemingly has it all, from exciting fights with slick and athletic striking.
He's got it in spades. People are drawn to Sean O'Malley.
The colorful hair, tattoos, and a cosign from Snoop Dogg.
O'Malley combination. 3-piece dinner with biscuits. O'Malley!
Yet he is frequently overshadowed by fighters who aren't pushed by UFC at all. This might be why. Sean O'Malley was already beginning to get hype in Dana White's Contender Series with a finish. This performance got him a UFC contract. Since then, every single step was made in order to make sure he would become a superstar. Sean started fitting the image and the look of one by progressively getting more tattoos and coloring his hair more and more. When you have to force most fighters to do minimal interviews, Sugar Sean would keep an active social media profile, frequently making honestly good skits at times.
Henry, stole your belt.
Unlike Paddy Pimblett, he would also back UFC's push with Octagon performances. While he was the recipient of some strange matchmaking where he was fed cans for a long time until deemed ready, he still did his part by dominating most of his opponents and beating all but one due to a questionable circumstance. In his fight against Chito Vera, whom he is set to rematch now as a champion this Saturday, Sean was doing well until his perennial nerve was turned off, and he crawled up, leading to a Chito Vera TKO finish. He bounced back well by winning all of his fights after. He was given a huge jump in competition. Former champion coming off a controversial title fight split decision, lost to Aljamain Sterling, Petr Yan. Many wrote off Sugar Sean and thought that, motivated by his loss, Petr would absolutely obliterate Sean. That did not happen. Instead, Sean fought with a drive never seen before and hurt Petr Yan on the feet in a way others haven't been able to. However, he was also taken down and controlled for a good portion of the fight, making the fight relatively close in terms of judging. A Sean win was more beneficial to UFC in its eyes, so he magically gets the split decision win. This win propelled him 10 spots up in the UFC bantamweight rankings, making him the #1 contender. There was one more step left. A title fight against Aljamain Sterling, which he of course received. Just like with the Yan fight, many were writing Sean off due to the style that Aljo possessed. Many believe that takedown defense and ground game is Sean's biggest weakness as a fighter, while Aljo's backpack and ground control is one of his strongest suits. MMA math led many to believe that Aljo, who dominated Yan on the ground, who himself dominated Sugar in the grappling, would mean that Aljo would do a Khabib-like performance on Sean. Before the fight, Aljamain was complaining that he was being forced to turn around too quick for his liking to fight Sean, or else get his belt stripped. Once again, showing UFC pulling all the strings they can to increase the odds in the favor. During the fight, Aljo, for some reason, didn't attempt takedowns that much, and was knocked out by Sean in the second round. All of the pieces fell in place. Sugar was supposed to start a superstar run similar to the one Conor had, but he didn't. He never became that draw. Sean didn't seem to add a huge fan base the way others have when they got the belt. There was also no big difference objectively speaking as well. If we look at the numbers across ESPN and UFC social media pages, Sean's metrics are way worse than Sean Strickland, for example. Compared to O'Malley, Strickland was never pushed by UFC in a major way. He was given the title shot when DDP refused to fight Israel due to an injury and wasn't expected to win. You can tell by Dana White's face that he did not want Strickland to win. Strickland also has unfiltered views on controversial topics like politics, religion, and mass culture. Meanwhile, O'Malley, not having that baggage, still got lower view numbers on his videos than Strickland has. Aside from this, for his first title defense, it is painfully obvious that UFC is still helping him out. Following the revenge narrative, he is given the Chito Vera rematch. To get the title shot, Chito beat Pedro Munoz in a close fight, while Corey Sandhagen not only beat Chito himself, he also beat Rob Font and Song Yadong, who are both higher ranked than Pedro Munoz. But Corey doesn't have the media appeal and is a much tougher fight than Chito is. UFC is also helping O'Malley by stacking his main event at UFC 299, with fights including Dustin Poirier, Kevin Holland, Michael Venom Page, and others. It seems that Dana even took some fights from the very important UFC 300 and bumped them up to UFC 299 in order to help O'Malley. All of this means that while the card will more than likely sell a lot due to the plethora of names, yet because Sean headlines the card, It will be framed as O'Malley's first title defense sold a lot of PPVs. Compare this to Conor McGregor, who only needs himself in the main event to sell at least 1 million PPVs, as none of recent Conor cards had anywhere near the star power in the preceding fights that O'Malley will have at 299. What's even worse is that at the 299 UFC press conference, it was Marlon Vera getting majority of the cheers, not him. At this point, Chito Vera may be using the hype surrounding Sugar Sean more than he is himself. So why is O'Malley incapable of being the megastar, even with all this help? One of the minor reasons why this is the case is most likely because all of this feels forced. It's painfully obvious that you're supposed to think O'Malley is a megastar, so that turns a lot of people off. The air of authenticity is just missing with O'Malley, and he feels more like the way an industry plant in the music world would feel. But another more important issue that may be preventing him from reaching superstar status is that, ironically, he overplayed the role. If he only had the appearance similar to a clown and was beating people, that's one thing. But he has the appearance of a clown and also publicly revealed in the past that he practices an open relationship with his wife.
She didn't like me right away. I liked her right away, but the first conversation we had was like, I don't see how someone can be with one girl the rest of their life. Like, I just can't, I don't see it. And I was telling her, explaining this to her before we kind of were dating. So dude, she knew what she was getting into before she got into it.
And that it is open on both ends. Or used to be, at least. Until, of course, he linked up with Andrew Tate, and then the relationship began to be open on his end and closed on hers. TMI, and on top of that, it turned off a lot of potential fans, with many of the UFC fans holding more conservative values. This revelation did not help O'Malley, as many people who either like him or were simply indifferent now developed a genuine distaste. A casual fan can make entire character judgment off of that bit of information. Ian Gary is currently receiving a lot of hate for a slightly different but a similar reason.
Every single one of you is talking about me. Every single one of you is here to see me. I'm gonna get my hand raised Saturday night and I'm gonna silence every single one of you. I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna show out, and I'm gonna get my hand raised and
Ultimately, the biggest reason Sean isn't a megastar is his horrendous mic skills.
Yeah, I thought, let's shoot a promo, but we'll see. He just the way he acts, he's so annoying. Just like, he's not funny, and he tries to be. He's so ugly, he dresses like an idiot. It's like, God, do I really have to give this guy an opportunity?
Yeah, $100 is a lot of money to him, so if he, gets a takedown, I'll give him $100. Not a big deal. I definitely feel like the A side, it's pretty obvious. Aljo has like 7 people yelling Aljo. It's pathetic.
Just compare the charisma and the delivery between Marlon and O'Malley.
Yeah, he can throw leg kicks, do whatever he needs to do. Yeah.
I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna fight him. Look at this guy, man. He's the next Adam 22.
See, Sean O'Malley is actually a good kid from a small town, so he probably never got to develop the talking skills of Conor, who was raised in a capital city, Dublin, and Chael Sonnen, who was raised in the cutthroat streets of West Lynn, Oregon. Then while doing all the other things and checking off other boxes, Sean stumbled into the fact that he never developed good trash-talking skills. All of his comebacks are dry and barely get any reactions. The worst part about is you can tell that he's sitting there thinking and trying and still disappointing. At this point, he would be better off just being quiet on the media, only saying something like, "I will destroy you," and not saying anything more. The mystique behind a fighter with rainbow hair, an open relationship, and a quiet demeanor who knocks everyone out would ironically make him more famous than he currently is when he's actually trying to self-promote. If you want to see how this approach worked for Ilia Topuria, click the video below.